Dribbling in FIFA 23 is so disgusting, but still we have to create a solution to that, and we found this technique is so super effective, and it will massively improve your game. But before we look at this technique, let us first look at one of the most important skills of dribbling, and number one is first touch is one of the most important skills of dribbling. If you can't control the ball the safe way, then how can you dribble if you keep on losing the ball? So in details, to take the first touch, you have to take the ball to the safe position, the position where the opponent can't tackle it away. So you have to watch where the opponent's defender is coming from, take the first touch to the space, where you put your player between the ball and opponent's defender. In this way he finds it hard to tackle the ball. So let's look at the basics of dribbling also. Dribbling was totally changed in FIFA 23, but still the basics will be applied forever. The number one is to keep your player in between the ball and the opponent's defender. This way you make sure he gets no chance to tackle the ball. In the dribbling motion using the left stick analog, avoid chopping the analog as it was in the recent FIFA series. The second is to dribble for space. We dribble to create space, and we also dribble into space. This way we have a purpose why we are dribbling. Then we add little unpredictability. So that's the basic of dribbling. FIFA 23 dribbling is not as effective as it was, where you can beat the opponent using just left stick analog, but still we get ways to create solutions. So in this case we implement this overpowered technique to beat the defenders. It's so effective. So on the way of its effectiveness, 1. It baits the opponent. This technique is good at fooling the opponent because, 1. It has that quick sharp turn. In this way it's easy to change direction and leave the defender in dust. Then 2. That close ball control, you make your move, and the good thing your player doesn't lose the ball control, or making the heavy touch, he keeps the ball close to his feet. 3. Any player can perform this technique. You don't need only 5-star skilled players, but every player can perform this technique as long as his dribbling skills are pretty good. The last, it can be used in tight spaces, so it's not limited in some areas. Number 1, you have to be the first to make your movement. You have to make your opponent react to the technique. This way it will work perfectly. So make your first move, and the opponent has to follow with his defender. 2. Make a touch to a direction where you want your opponent to react to, and most of the times he will do it. Then you quickly press the R1, the agile dribbling button, then flick the left analog to the opposite direction from the touch. It's not a must to first make a touch, but this is according to how I tested the technique, and found it's more effective in this way. It will take some time for you to start using this technique into your gameplay, but just stick on it, you will have massive results. We can use this technique in 2 ways. 1. To beat the defender. Besides skill moves, this technique is very effective to beat defenders on the game, so we combine what we have looked at on how to perform it. Take that touch, the opponent will react to it, then tap the R1 and flick the left analog to the opposite way of the touch. For example here, I'm controlling my winger, I turn and pretending to cut back, so I make a touch. This fools the opponent and he reacts to it, he follows the player. Immediately I press the R1, and flick the left analog to the opposite direction, beating his player in that way. You can even do it after the first touch. Make your touch to the side where you want the opponent to react to, then pull back using the R1 and the left analog, and it's also more effective when used as faking first touch. The second way to use it is to open up the passing lane, to open space for a pass, as some of the skill moves like ball roll. This technique can as well be used to open up the pass in many ways, especially inside or around the box. For example here, so here I pass to my player inside the box. Right now I have this pass open, but I know the opponent will switch to this defender and close it immediately, so that's why I take my first touch to this direction. I want him to react to it. You're seeing he's closing this pass as I expected. He then reacts to the touch. By the time he's doing that, I'm already pulling back, so I take away his defender and now the pass is open. Take the pass, turn and score using the low-driven shot. There are many ways you can use this technique. So in conclusion, don't overuse this technique only, you have to mix up with other skill moves. I know how it feels when you're starting to use any new trick on the game, you feel like it's the one and only trick in your mind. You may struggle to mix up at first, but if you continue, then you will fix. FIFA is not just about dribbling only, even passing is more crucial, so don't limit yourself to just dribbling. So that's it for today.